Okay, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alright, so we reached over here. وَيَصْغُرُ. So يَصْغُرُ, صَغُرَ يَصْغُرُ. Okay, which means to become small. Okay, صغير, like we say. صغير, to become small. في عيني تلادي. So, tiladi, this is from the word talad. Okay, talada means to reside in a place. And the word tiladi is used for something that's been there for a long time. Here, al-mal al-qadim. So, al-mal al-qadim, antiques, things which have been there for a very long time, is known as al-tilad. Tilad. So, tiladi refers to like some wealth that's been passed down maybe through generations, or it's very, very old, sentimental. Idhan thanat. In thanat is from the word thani. And thani means to curve around, to curl, to twist. So to curve or to twist. In thana yanthani. Yamini is the right hand. Yeah, so right hand. Bi-idraki. Idrak is to get hold of. Alladhi kuntu taliban. What I was seeking. Okay, so based on that then. وَيَصْغُرُ فِي عَيْنِي تِلَادِي. So my tilad, my old wealth or antiques or sentimental possessions become small in my eyes. إِذَا إِنْثَنَتْ, when my right hand, إِنْثَنَتْ, it curves around, it twists around. بِإِدْرَاكِ, by attaining or getting that thing which I was seeking. Yeah, so in other words, so long as my right hand can gain what I want, then my ancient wealth or my antiques or my sentimental valuables are small in my eyes. So basically what he's saying is them destroying his houses are usually something that you've had for a long time. So he said, you can destroy my house, that's nothing to me in my eyes, so long as I can get the thing that I'm seeking, which obviously is the revenge that he wants. So يصغر, this is the fi'l. في عيني, this is jar majroor. That's متعلق to يصغر. تلادي is the fa'il of يصغر. إذا is ظرف مضاف. And then إنثنت فعل. يميني is the fa'il. بإدراكي, so إدراك is مضاف. And الذي is موصول. And كنت طالبا, كنت is فعل ناقص plus the ism, and طالبا is the khabar. Okay, so all that put together becomes the sila. Sila plus the موصول becomes the مضاف إليه of إدراك, and then all that مضاف إليه becomes متعلق to the مجرور of the حرف jar, and that becomes متعلق to إنثنت. Okay, so that's basically that. Now, just one little point here, it's a nahu point, and that is that here there was supposed to be hu at the end. Yeah, so because you have a sila, yeah, in the sila you have to have a damir al-a'id. Yeah, a damir al-a'id, a damir which goes back to the mawsul. Yeah, and that's hu. So it's supposed to be alladhi kuntu talibahu. Alladhi kuntu talibahu. So this has been removed, this has. Yeah, and if you want to read more about this, then there's a commentary of Alfiya ibn Malik by Ibn Nazim. Yeah, and he discusses in there regarding the hadf of dhamir. So under the chapter of dhamir, hadfu dhamirin, the removal of dhamirs. Yeah, the permissibility of that. Yeah, I think there's only two. Okay, so this is the removal of that. when it's majroor. So you can look there. So anyway, so that's basically, that's that one. Let's move down. Okay, next. فإن تهدموا بالغدر داري فإنها. So فإن شرط, تهدموا, hadama is to destroy, بالغدر with dishonesty. So غدر is with cheating and being dishonest. Being dishonest. غدر. داري فإنها تراث كريم. Now this word turath, it means inheritance. And this is an interesting word as well, because in Arabic sometimes letters can be substituted for other letters. So originally it was wirath or wurath. So the waw has been substituted for a ta. Yeah, waratha yarithu is from wiratha. However, the ta here has been substituted for it. So turath. So the Arabs sometimes say wurath, or sometimes they say turath. And here, like he's going to mention that this is inheritance. So there's two possible translations of what he refers to over here. Okay, so فَإِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيم. Kareem is a noble person. Karam. And the Arabs used to call alcohol karam as well. Yeah, so in a lot of poetry, they'll refer to alcohol as karam. Yeah, and alcohol they used to get from grapes and dates, so they refer to grapes as karam as well. Okay, so grapes, they call it karam. However, the Prophet ﷺ, he prohibited that usage. He said stop using the term karam for grapes or alcohol, because kareem, karam, is the heart of a believer, and also the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. So karam refers to, can refer to two things: generosity. Yeah, so generosity, okay, or nobleness, and they both link together. And the reason they used to call alcohol karam is because when someone used to drink alcohol, they would become very generous. Yeah, and they'd, because they're not in the right state of mind, they'd give away their wealth to other people. So turathu kareem, noble person. La yubali al-awaqib. So la yubali means to care. Awaqib is from the aqiba, the outcome, the consequences. Yeah, so the awaqib is the consequences. And it's from the root word aqiba. Aqaba, which means that which is behind. Yeah, that which comes after. So awaqib, the consequences, that which follows on. So he says, فَإِن تَهْدَمُوا. So he's speaking to them now. He's addressing them. He's addressing that Bilal, the government. فَإِن تَهْدَمُوا بِالْغَدَرِ دَارِ. If you destroy my house or my home, بِالْغَدَرِ, out of dishonesty. فَإِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيمٍ. For indeed it, my house, is inheritance of a noble person, or inheritance of a very generous person. So in other words, inheritance of a noble person means that this house belonged to my father, who was a very noble man, and I've received it from inheritance. Or the second translation could be, he's talking about himself, that he is the noble person. So it's his inheritance that he's going to give to his offspring. So it's the turathu kareemin. So therefore, turath in balagha, you call this tasmiyatu shay bima yakun. Tasmiyatu, sometimes the Arabs will do this, and this is in the Quran as well. Tasmiyatu shay bima yakun, meaning you call something by something that's going to happen in the future. Like for example, let's say there's a little boy and he's 5 years old, and the mother says to him, "Come here, young man." Yeah, so he's only a boy. So the mother calls him by something that he's going to become. Yeah, "Come here, young man." So young man, in Arabic we call tasmiyatu shay bima yakun, calling someone by something which will become in the future. So turathu kareemin, and this is why in the Quran, when Allah when Allah refers to Allah inheriting the land, يَرِثُ أَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا, Allah will inherit the land. So that doesn't mean that Allah inherits as in someone's died and it's been passed down to Allah. What it means is that all of this will go back to Allah. Yeah, so it's majaz. In other words, everything will go back to Allah Ta'ala. So that's how the inheritance works as well. It goes to someone. So everything will go back to Allah Ta'ala. So turathu karimin la yubali al-awaqiba. So la yubali al-awaqiba. He doesn't care about consequences. Okay, so two types of people don't care about consequences. One is a very tyrannical person, a bad criminal, who doesn't care about anything he does. And the other person is an extremely generous person. Yeah, and he's counting himself as the latter. Yeah, this guy, I'm so generous, I don't even care what's going to happen. So, in tahdamu bil ghadri dari, if you destroy my house out of dishonesty, then it doesn't matter. فَإِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيمٌ. Because this is the property or the inheritance of a very noble person who doesn't care about consequences. Yeah. And notice he's used fa there. So this fa is used for two things. Yeah. So this fa is for jaza, and the fa has a meaning of causality as well. So it has a little bit of causality there, as in, do you know why I don't really care about this, or do you know why if you destroy my house? So the reason is because turathu karimin, as though he's got something hidden, a hidden sentence there. So it's like him saying, فَإِن تَهْدَمُوا بِالْغَدْرِ دَارِ, if you destroy my house out of dishonesty, that doesn't matter, it's fine. فَإِنَّهَا why? فَإِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيمٍ لَا يُبَالِ الْأَوَاقِبَ. Yeah, so this is why some of the Nahwiyin say in these kind of sentences, shart and jaza, the jaza is actually hidden, it's assumed. And فَإِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيمٍ is a follow-on from that jaza. Yeah, so by reading the إِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيمٍ, you work out what's hidden there. Yeah, so this is what he's saying basically to them. Make sense? Okay, so shart. تهدموا is fi'l plus the fa'il. Okay, so bil ghadar jar majroor, this is hal. This becomes the hal. And dari is the maf'ul bihi. فَإِنَّهَا, so according to those grammarians who say fa is jaza, in that case all of this will be jaza. And those who say this fa is not jaza, then the jaza is hidden. Okay, so let's treat this as a jaza then. So jaza, inna is harf mushabbaha bil fi'l, and ha is ism, turathu kareem mudaf mudaf ilayh, which all becomes the khabar, and turathu kareemin la yubali al-awaqiba, all of this la yubali al-awaqiba, fi'l plus the fa'il, all of that becomes the jumla fi'liya khabariya, which becomes the sifa of kareem. Okay, if Kareem is taken as his father, how do you translate la yubali? Yeah, so he's talking about the father, that the father's, in other words, my father, his trait, he was known for being very noble, and his nobility was such that he never used to care about the consequences of things. So because he never used to care about the consequence of things, this has been passed down to him as well. Yeah, in other words, one is the physical inheritance, and one is the kind of spiritual inheritance. Yeah, you guys, sound's not working. Okay, one second, let me try and... Okay, so like we said, so فَإِنَّهَا تُرَاثُ كَرِيمٍ can either mean that this is the inheritance of a noble person who has no care for the consequences, which is referring to his father, and hence by talking about his father he's indirectly praising himself. Okay, or number two is innaha turathu karimin, he's talking about himself. So in other words, that he is the Kareem, he is the noble one. And by talking about himself, he's saying that it doesn't matter if you destroy my house, I'm a very noble person and I don't really care about all of this. But a subtle indication towards la yubalil awaqib, referring to what he's going to do next. So he's given a subtle indication towards his next step, which is going to be revenge. Okay. Now look at the wording that he's chosen as well. So turathu. So remember, turath is inheritance, and usually inheritance is something which is considered to be the most prized or the most beloved wealth because you get it free. Yeah, so people get it free. So people want the inheritance, and they take good care of the inheritance. And Kareem is nobility as well. So nobility, in other words, a person not caring about his inheritance and nobility kind of come hand in hand, because a very noble person doesn't care about losing all of his wealth. Okay, so he's kind of chosen the right wording as well there. Turathu Kareemin. Now some of the commentators have actually said la yubali. This is actually from bala. So bala as in, so bala yubali mubalat, which means to condition or to care. And some say it's from bala, which means test. Yeah, so to test. In other words, la yubali al-awaqiba, he doesn't test the consequences. So a person who doesn't test consequences is a person who also doesn't care about consequences. Yeah, so they've said it's from bala. Okay, so let's do the tarkib of this then. Now notice, or not tarkib, the balagha points. Notice what he said over here is in. Okay, he's used in over there. And over here, okay, just keep that in mind. He's used in over here. Okay, in. And over here, he's used inna. So by using in, according to balagha, you only use in for shak. If something is going to happen, but you're not very sure about it happening. And inna is something that's definite. So in other words, what he's trying to say is this: if you destroy my house out of dishonesty, if that happens, I will definitely, innaha turathu kareem, that is definitely the inheritance of a noble person. So he's done muqabala, he's compared shak, in other words, their action to be an action of shak, but his action or his traits are considered to be absolute. Inna. Yeah, so in over there and inna. Yeah, so this is jinas in balagha, you call this jinas as well. Jinas. Okay, jinas. So this is something the Quran uses as well. So for example, when Musa alayhi salam's people, they get angry at him, and Allah says about them that if in tusibhum sayyi'atun, if hardship comes to them or some difficulty comes to them, yattayyaru bi Musa wa ma'a. Yeah, and when Allah talks about goodness, He says, إِذَا جَاءَهُمْ حَسَنَةٌ. إِذَا جَاءَتْهُمْ حَسَنَةٌ. So إِذَا is used when goodness is going to come. So Allah says goodness will definitely come to you. And in is used when bad things happen. Yeah, so this is also something which He's indicating towards as well. That in is that shak, and for inna is to do with yaqeen. Okay, so He didn't say إِذَا تَحْدَمُ, in. Okay, that's a little balagha point there I thought I'd point out. Next. أخي غمرات لا يريد على الذي يهم به من مفضع الأمر صاحبه. So أخي, أخي means brother. Now Arabs use brother in two ways. Yeah, one is blood brother. Okay, blood brother. Or like brother in a particular association. Yeah, two people associated to each other, are called brothers, like Muslims are associated to one another through Islam. So we're known as brothers and sisters. But the second use of brother, akh, is like, in English how we say something like, this is the daddy of all burgers. Yeah, this is the daddy of all cars. Yeah, so just as we say things like that, this is the granddad of all cars. Yeah, it means something which is known for something, known for being associated to something. So when someone is associated to something which is non-human, like an object, then they call that thing akh or sahib. This guy's akh at-ta'am. This guy's akh at-ta'am, meaning this guy's someone who's always associated with food. Or they'll use another word, sahib. This guy is sahib at-ta'am, meaning this guy is the one who is known. He is always known for food. So this is why in the Quran, when Allah talks about, He says, ikhwanu shayateen. They are the ikhwan of shayateen, meaning they are people who are known for being like shaitans. Or ashabun nar. These are ashabun nar, meaning these people are people who do so much bad that they are known for the fire of Jahannam. And they will be known for, that's like their label. So akh is attached to something that a person does continuously or is very well known for. So akhi ghamaratin. Yeah, so akhi ghamarat is mudaf ilay. So this person is known for ghamarat. So ghamarat means difficulties, shada'id, hardships. Yeah, so ghamratul maut, it means the hardships of death. Yeah, and ghimr, it means something that gets covered up, or someone who doesn't have experience in something, they call him a ghimr. This guy's a ghimr. So when you don't have experience in something, you find it difficult. So that's why difficulties are known as ghamarat. So difficulties where a person has no past experience in, ghamarat. So this guy is akhi ghamarat. In other words, this guy is so brave and this guy is so courageous that even in things that he has no experience in, he is known for being akhi of that. In other words, he is known for being someone who does those things. لا يريد على الذي يهم hamma يهم. It means to be concerned with something. Yeah. So they in Arabic, in Al-Marwazi, yeah, or Al-Marzuqi rather, he calls al-ham, he defines it this: ما تحيل وما تحيل لفعله ويقع فكرك. ما تحيل لفعله ويقع فكرك. In other words, that thing that you do, that you keep thinking about, so much so that it becomes your concern. Yeah, so ham is when you intend to do something. So this is why if you read fiqh al-lugha, they'll tell you when a person makes an intention or intends to do something, it's at different stages. So it starts off as khatra, yeah, and then it goes to ham, and then it goes to niyya, and then it goes to azm. Yeah, so ma tahilu li fi'lihi, so that which you plan or you make steps or make efforts to do a particular action, wa yaqa'u fikrak, and it becomes your fikr. So first of all, when you intend to do something, the first thing that happens is you get a thought in your mind, khatar. Then that hamma, then when it persists in your mind, it becomes ham. And then when you intend to do it, it becomes niyya. And then the last thought that you have is called the azm, which after it is an action. Okay, so these are the stages of thoughts that you have in your mind. And this is why the scholars, they say that the one that a person is going to be responsible for is azm. Yeah, azm. That's the one that you're going to be responsible for, because that's the one that occurs immediately before you do an action. Yeah, so you'll be responsible for that. For instance, let's say a person intended to, kill someone, and even though he didn't do it, let's say the police came in the way and he stopped. So because he had this firm conviction of doing it, the hadith mentioned that he's going to be held responsible for that. Whereas you won't be held responsible for anything else unless it's accompanied by an action. Yeah, so azm. So yahummu bihi, yahummu refers to that thought that he gets. Ala alladhi yahummu bihi. So hamma means to indulge in something, thinking about something repeatedly, becoming concerned about something, you can say. Okay, and also from this word yahummu comes the word himma as well. Okay, so himma, it means aspiration as well, because to aspire you need to think about something. Yeah, you need to aspire and you think about something. And himma is on the wazn, the pattern of fi'latun. Fi'latun. Yeah, like I told you before, fi'latun means a way of doing something. So himmatun means a way of thinking about something. In other words, aspiration in Arabic is called himma because when a person aspires to do something, he thinks of it in a certain way. Yeah, he ponders over certain things in certain ways to achieve that aspiration or to attain the aspiration. So that's where the word himma comes from in Arabic. سَيَهُمُّ بِهِ مِن مُفْضِعِ الْأَمْرِ صَاحِبَهُ. So yahummu bihi, again this mufdi', it means something which is fadi', and fadi' means something which is very ugly, very horrid. Fada'a. Yeah, so mufdi', it means something that makes you feel disgusted or terrified. Mufdi', fadi'. Sahiban, yeah, sahiban, you know, it means companion. So what's the translation then? So translation is Akhi ghamaratin. Yahummu, yeah. Hamma yahummu. Hamma yahummu, like nasara yansuru. And I think it also comes on the wazn of yahammu as well. Okay, so mufdi', it's not mafda', mufdi'. So mufdi', it means something which terrifies you, something that is like horrid, disgusting, that makes you feel disgusted and scared. Yeah, so you know, like sometimes you're driving and you see a car accident, and like once I was driving and I saw a car accident, and like the guy's brains were on the floor. Yeah, it was like really disgusting. You feel horrid inside. That's called mufdi', fadi'a. So he's saying, Akhi ghamaratin. In other words, who is this guy? Who is the guy that Turathu Kareem and all of that? This guy is Akhi ghamaratin. Yeah, Akhi ghamaratin. Akhu, akha, akhi. Akhi ghamaratin. This is the person who is known for getting himself into the worst difficulties ever. La yuridu. He does not want ala alladhi, of that which concerns him from the terrifying matters. He doesn't want, what doesn't he want? He doesn't want a companion. In other words, companion, la yuridu. Huwa la yuridu sahiban. He doesn't want any friend when it comes to any issue that concerns him, that is a scary and horrifying matter. So basically, this guy is just so brave that he does everything solo. Yeah, he never needs any companion wherever he goes. Yeah. Now, some have actually said in some of the versions, instead of ghamarat, azamat, they've said azamat. So then in that case, it's from the word azam, like I said over here, which means a firm conviction. So this guy is known for his firm convictions. If he firmly intends something and he's ready to do it, nothing's going to stop him. Nothing's going to deter him from doing it. So this is kind of a threat to them as well. Yeah, so he's threatening them, saying that, right, you know, you guys have messed with the wrong guy, you have. Because if I intend to do something, I'm going to make it happen. Yeah, so this is what he's basically saying. Okay, so this is Tarkib wise. So أخي غمرات, this is مضاف مضاف إليه, and this becomes the badal of كريم over there. تراث كريم. Yeah, so تراث كريم badal over there. So لا يريد, all of this is حال. Yeah, so all of this would be the حال. Yeah, so لا يريد is فعل plus the فاعل. Or it doesn't have to be حال, it can also be the صفة. You could treat it as صفة as well of أخ. على is jar موصول. يهم is فعل plus فاعل. Actually this is it can be فعل فاعل, or it actually can be فعل, and you know من مفضي الأمر, that can be the فاعل. Yeah, so this is jar majroor. I think that would be better, because the Arabs, they kind of say that thing concerns you. Yeah, so they don't say that you're concerned with it. In English we say you're concerned with it, but they'll say, like, let's say for example someone's hit your car and your car's damaged. The Arabs say همه سيارته, his car has concerned him, his car has preoccupied his mind. Yeah, so this is why the min mufdi al-amr, this min is zaida in that case, and this would be the fa'il, yeah, of yahum, and that's the mudaf ilay. This is the mudaf, and sahiban is the maf'ul bihi, but maf'ul bihi of la yuridu. So okay, all of this in that case becomes the sila of alladhi. Sila of alladhi. That's one way of looking at it. Or another way you can look at it is you can make min mufti al-amr. Min mufti al-amr. This is muta'alliq to sahiban. So sahiban min mufti al-amr. Okay, anyone else getting sound problems? No? Okay. Okay, so أخي غمرات لا يريد على الذي. So this person is, I mean, I don't know, how would you say in English أخي غمرات, the brother of hardships, the brother of you know, danger, the brother of danger. غمرات would mean dangerous issues, dangerous matters, the brother of danger. Yeah, this is guy's the son of danger. Yeah, in English they say that, don't they? This guy is the son of danger, like, yeah, or the father of danger. Die hard. Okay, die hard. لا يريد على الذي يهم به من مفضي الأمر صاحبه. Yeah, so he doesn't want any sahib when a terrifying affair concerns him. Yeah, he doesn't need anyone. Okay, next. Okay, so let's have a little break here. We'll have a little break and then we'll continue again, inshallah, in about 5 minutes. Right, so إذا هم لم تردع عزيمة همه. So this is تردع مجهول. تردع. So تردع عزيمة همه. ولم يأتي ما يأتي من الأمر هائبا. So هم, we've done that. تردع, it means to deflect something or to stop something from happening. ردع, it means to push something back. رادع, so to repel, you can say, or to stop, or to impede, to block. تردع, ردع. عزيمة همه, we learn عزيمة, and همه we learn that. ما يأتي من الأمر هائبا, and haib, it means fear. Yeah, it means fear with respect. So fear plus respect. So hayba, it comes from the word hayba, okay, which means to be scared of something, but that fear is based upon honor and respect for something, like a person who has fear of a leader, the king, or they've met the king or the president or the prime minister on the road, so they've got respect for him and they're a bit scared, they're shaking. That's called haib. So he says, إذا هم, this guy, أخي غمرات, إذا هم, when he makes intention about something, هم, لم تردع عزيمة همه. So عزيمة همه, the firm conviction of his concern, cannot be repelled. ولم يأتي ما يأتي من الأمر صاحبه. So ولم يأتي ما يأتي, now this لم يأتي ما يأتي, this ما يأتي didn't need this. Could have said لم يأتي من الأمر حائبا. لم يأتي من الأمر حائبا. He doesn't approach, or he doesn't go to any matter scared. So he doesn't approach anything fearfully. So ما يأتي, لم يأتي ما يأتي. In the Arabs, when they bring this kind of a sentence, it comes for how we say, any sort. So for example, we say أكل ما أكل. He ate what he ate. He ate all sorts. Any sort, all sort. So لم يأتي ما يأتي. So he doesn't approach anything that he approaches. من الأمر, of any matter, حائبا, fearfully. So this again is showing his bravery as well. That this guy, anything, he's never ever been scared. He doesn't even have that respect, fear for anyone, for government or anything. So إذا هم. So إذا is ظرف شرط مضاف. هم is فعل plus the فاعل. لم تردع, again it's فعل plus فاعل. Now this is the shart, and the rest of it is jaza. Jaza. So عزيمة همه مضاف مضاف إليه becomes the نائب فاعل. ولم يأتي, and this becomes عطف. عين عطف. ولم يأتي ما يأتي. So لم يأتي, this is فعل. ما يأتي من الأمر. So ما يأتي, this is again موصول صلة. This becomes the مفعول به. And من is بيانية, جار. And this is مجرور. And جار مجرور is متعلق to يأتي. And حائبا, this is حال. So that's that basically. Now here, if you remember, we said earlier on, so previously we said he used in over there when it came to shak, and over here he used إذا for yaqeen. Okay, so he's very particular with the words that he uses. So he didn't say in hamma, if he says when he. In other words, he is gonna make an intention. So he uses إذا there. Okay, next. فيا لرزام رشحوا بي مقدما إلى الموت خواضا إليه الكتائب. So يا لرزام, this يا is called يا استغاثة in Nahu. It's called يا استغاثة. And the way this works is you need two things. After يا, you need المستغاث منه والمستغاث له والمستغاث منه. So let's say, for example, you're in danger, right? And you need help. In English, you'd say, oh, help. But in Arabic, what you would say is something like this. You would say, Ya lal qawmi. Meaning, help the people. Ya lal qawm. And then the thing that you bring after that is the people that you want to help. So, Ya lal qawmi, these are the guys who are going to help you. And the people that need help, يا للقوم للمسلمين. Oh people, help the Muslims. Oh people, help the Muslims. So this is known as istighatha. So this is mustaghath minhu. And this is mustaghath lahu. And you probably heard this statement being used by Arab. They say stuff like Ya lal ajab. Yeah, Ya lal ajab. Yeah, that's like istighatha. Ya lal ajab. Ya ajab. So how does this work then? So Ya la razam, in this lam is harf jar. So the way this basically works is that what we're saying here is he's saying Ya la razamin. Razam is the name of a tribe. This is a tribe name. So he's calling Razam. Oh, Ya la Razam. Ya la Razam. So Razam, come here. Razam, come here. I need your help. I need your help. Ya la Razam. Okay, Rashihu. Rashaha, yurashihu, it means to nurture something. Nurture. To grow something from young to old. Nurturing. Yeah, tarshih. Yeah, so gradually to do the tarbiyah of something is called tarshih. And like nowadays in Arab countries, when they have what do you call them, voting, when they vote for people, they'll say tarshih, rashaha. Yeah, so it's as though they've been nurturing that leader, well, if you want to call it that. So rashihu, the leaders have been nurturing them. So rashihu originally in Arabic means that. Yeah, rashihu means nurture. Rashihu. Be muqaddiman. Muqaddim in Arabic can have two meanings. One muqaddim can mean someone who pushes forward. Yeah, pushes others forward. So qaddama. And the second meaning of muqaddim can be mutaqaddim, the one who goes forward. Yeah. So you know, like in the beginning of books, they have something called a muqaddimah. So if you read one of those, right, it tells you, it pushes you forward to what's coming, the content, the main content of the book. So they call this the introduction. So because the introduction pushes you forward to what's coming. Or muqaddima actually means mutaqaddima, the thing that precedes, yeah, the thing that comes forward itself. So rashihu bi muqaddiman can mean two means: push others forward, or he goes forward himself. Ilal maut, to death. Khawadan, khawad is ism mubalagha. Yeah. So hyperbole, or you know, for emphasis, exaggeration. So khawad, someone who delves into things, dives into things. So khawad is a diver who dives time and time again. And kata'ib is the jam of katiba, which means an army, a battalion. So ya la razamin, ya oh razam, come here razam, I need your help, ya razam. Rashihu bi muqaddiman, nurture me so that muqaddiman il maut, so I can go forward to death, or I can push others towards death. Khawadan ilayhi al-kata'iba, so whilst khawadan, or whilst I am diving into the battalions, or khawadan, sorry, not I am diving, that the battalions are diving into me. Yeah, khawadan ilayhi al-kata'ib. Khawadan ilayhi al-kata'ib. The battalions are the fa'il. Yeah, so even though it's kata'iba, that's the fa'il of khawad. So there's two possibilities there. Either I am diving into the battalions, or the battalions are. So okay, what does this mean then? So basically what he's saying is this. He's saying that he wishes, yeah, that he can call the people Razam, the tribe of Razam, his people, and they can push him forward, they can support him, they can help him, push him forward towards death. In other words, that they can go and support him in his mission to take revenge, even if it means going to death. And this is a guy who is khawad. There's supposed to be an alif there. If there's an alif missing, put an alif there. Khawad. Yeah, so khawadan ilayhi al-kata'ib. That this is a person who armies dive themselves into him. So normally a person dives into armies, but this guy is a guy who armies dive into him, or he dives into the armies. So the tarkib, so fa is isti'naf, ya is nida, lam is jar, and razam is majroor, and then all that is the مستغاث منه. and رشحوا فعل plus فاعل أمر. B, so B is jar majroor. This can be متعلق to رشحوا or مقدما به. مقدما is حال. إلى الموت جار مجرور متعلق to the حال مقدما. خوادا إليه, so إليه is متعلق to خواد. This is the second حال. حال number 2. حال number 1. الكتائب, so الكتائب, this word here, this can be the مفعول به, or this can be the fa'il of خواد. Now this is one of those nahwi kind of difference of opinion issues. So generally the scholars say in nahu, in grammar, they say that fa'al ism mubalagha cannot behave like an ism fa'il. So ism mubalagha cannot have a fa'il, cannot have a maf'ul bihi. That's what they normally say. However, based on this poem, some have said that it's allowed. Okay, some of the grammarians have said yes, it's okay because of this. Yeah, that khawad, fa'al can behave like ism fa'il. Okay, anyway, so that's the tarkib of that. Okay, next. إذا هم ألقى بين عينيه عزمه. So إذا هم. So إذا, we done that. Hamma, we done that. Alqa, it means to throw. Yeah, to throw something. And it actually means to throw something consciously. Rama actually means to throw something sometimes randomly. Not randomly. Throw something which is precise. And alqa, laq, is from laqiya, which means to throw something that meets with something else. And then nabadha is to throw something randomly. Yeah, and all three of these are used in the Quran as well. Yeah. So alqa, it means to throw something that meets something else, touches something else. Rama means precision. Yeah. Tarmihim bihijaratin min sijil. The birds precisely threw those stones at them. And nabadha, فَنَبَذُوهُ مِنْ وَرَاءِ ظُهُورِهِمْ. So the rabbis of Bani Israel, they used to throw the teachings of their book behind their back. Yeah, so alqa. So alqa, he's thrown. Bayna aynayhi. Aynayhi, it means eyes. So this statement, alqa bayna aynayhi azmahu, this is an Arab expression, this is. It's not literal. So whenever someone intends to do something, they place it, they say, between their eyes or in front of their eyes. Yeah, so this is like saying that he's made himself a target. So when he makes an intention, alqa bayna aynayhi, he puts right in front of his eyes his azmahu, his conviction. So that's it now. There's no moving away from that. Wa nakkaba, and we talked about nakkaba in previous 2 poems before. It means to make something drift away from something else, or to deter. And dhikr al-awaqib, awaqib, we've talked about that before. Janiban, to one side. Yeah, so the translation of the poem is إذا hamma, when this guy, Akhi Ghamarat. So remember, he's talking about himself, isn't he? So when the Arabs want to praise someone, they make themselves into the third person. Yeah, so this is why when the Quran talks about itself, it makes itself into a third person. Allah says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ. Yeah, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ. This is for praising it. Yeah, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ. That book. As though it's something outside the Quran. So إِذَا hamma, when he makes an intention, or when he starts to become concerned about something, أَلْقَى بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ عَزْمَهُ, he throws in front of his eyes his conviction. Yeah, so this is isti'ara in balagha, as though you're taking your conviction from your heart and your mind, and you're firmly placing it between your eyes. وَنَكَّبَ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الْأَوَاقِبِ جَانِبًا. So, and he pushes away, he diverts, or he He moves away. عن ذكر العواقب, from the remembrance of the consequences. جانبا, to one side. Yeah, so in other words, what he does is, he doesn't think about the consequences. He actually takes the consequences from his mind and he chucks them to one side. He throws them to one side. So again, this is balagha here as well. So there's two, in both of these couplets, he's presented the idea as being something physical. In other words, as though his intention is physical and as though consequences are physical. Yeah, even though they're abstract, but he's making them physical to give them more life, to give them more emphasis as well. Yeah, so abstract, this is called تشبيه المحسوس or تشبيه المعقول بالمحسوس. تشبيه المعقول, something which is conceptual, with بالمحسوس, something which is physical. Yeah, and the Quran does that very frequently. Yeah. So when he intends to do something, basically, nothing stops him. And the consequences, he ignores all the consequences. نكب عن ذكر العواقب جانبا. Yeah, makes sense? Okay, so إذا, with the same as before we said, this is ظرف. هم is فعل فاعل. And ألقى بين عينيه, so all this is the شرط. And that's the جزاء. Yeah, ألقى is فعل plus فاعل. بين عينيه عزمه, عزمه is the مفعول به. And بين عينيه is the ظرف connected to the فعل. And then ونكب, this is عطف. فعل plus فاعل. عن ذكر العواقب جانب. Now, here's where there's an اختلاف about what this جانبا is. So some say this is مفعول به. مفعول به. Yeah, so it's مفعول به of نكب. So نكب جانبا. Yeah, he نكب جانبا. He pushes away, نكب, the عواقب to one side. And some say no, this is actually the ظرف. In other words, it's a place. ظرف مفعول فيه. Okay, so نكب عن ذكر العواقب جانبا. Okay, so there's two possibilities there. Okay, in other words, to one side. So the thoughts of the consequences, he pushes them away. So where does he push them away? To one side. That's ظرف. And if it's مفعول به, then it means the janib, he pushes the janib to one side. Yeah, definitely. Mansubat is definitely something which is very tricky, and it can affect the translation of the sentence as well, and what the author intended. Yeah, but we keep at it, inshallah. Keep at it. And you know, one of the best books I would say in I'rab of Quran, read I'rab of Quran, is called At-Tibyan by Al-Ukbari. At-Tibyan by Imam Al-Ukbari. That's one of the best I've seen so far. Yeah, inshallah. I'll email it to you. Yeah. So Tibyan by Ukbari. So he goes through, and you know, these kind of little points that I mentioned, he'll mention to you multiple the possibilities in the ayah of the I'rab. Okay, so everyone understand that one? Yeah. So the problem with poetry that you've probably noticed as well is that poetry requires you to understand nahu, sarf, balagha to a very good level. Because if you just understand nahu and you read poetry, sometimes because of the balagha mixed into it, of all the different devices that he uses, it becomes a bit difficult to be able to translate. You don't understand exactly what he means by it. Okay, but slowly, as you go through, inshallah, It'll slowly start to open up as well. And you know, a good book to read, you know, with these kind of things is a book called Al-Maqamat Al-Hariri. Al-Maqamat Al-Hariri. Yeah, inshallah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Maqamat Al-Hariri, and try to get the commentary on Maqamat of Hariri. It's called okay, I forgot what it's called, but remind me inshallah, and I've got it. Yeah, it's a commentary. There's a commentary on top of that. So Maqamat Al-Hariri might be a bit difficult for you to read, but with that commentary it starts to open things up inshallah. Yeah. Yeah, maths. Yeah, definitely true. It's true, very good point. Right, so okay. ولم يستشر رأيه غير نفسه ولم يرضى إلا قائم السيف صاحبا. Okay, so ولم يستشر رأيه غير نفسه. So لم يستشر, this is from شور. You know, like we say mashwara. It's actually not mashwara. Mashwara is like an Urdu usage. Yeah, in the Urdu language, it's been used as mashwara, but in fact, yeah, the Arabs say mashura. 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 Or mushawara. So mashura is from shaur, and shaur means the fruit, you know, inside a fruit, the seed. So inside the fruit, the bone inside the fruit, the seed, that's called the shaur. Yeah. So when you cut open the seed, and inside there's lots of different kind of they call it it's like, I don't know what it's called. Yeah. So when you ever cut open a seed, you can see inside it, that's a bits inside of it. It's like string. That's called the shaur. That is the shaur of the seed. Yeah. So mashwara is called mashwara. Yeah, when people consult one another, it's called a mashwara because what you're doing is you're delving into people's minds and you're extracting from their minds their ideas. Yeah. So that's where the word mashwara comes from. So when you consult someone, you ask their opinion about something. What you're delving into their mind and you're cutting open the seed inside of them, and you're taking out these hidden concepts and thoughts and ideas about whatever issue you're asking them about. So walam yastashir, istashara yastashiru means to seek consultation, to seek mashwara. Ra'yahu, ra'i means opinion. So the word ra'i is from seeing as well. Ra'a, yara, ru'ya. So you see, this word is a funny word, this, because if the masdar is ru'ya, it means seeing with the eyes. Yeah, so yeah, seeing with the eye. If the masdar is ru'ya with the alif at the end, then it's, you know, seeing in your sleep. Yeah, it's supposed to be a guy sleeping there. Yeah, seeing in your sleep. And if the masdar is a ra'i, then it means seeing with your mind. Yeah, seeing with your mind, which means opinion. Okay, so ra'i, it means idea, thoughts, opinions. Okay, lam yarda, yarda, it means to be pleased with. Radiya, yarda, yeah, it means to be content about something. Qa'im as-sayf. Qa'im as-sayf is the handle on a sword. Yeah, if you have a sword, yeah, this is my version of a sword. Hope this doesn't get onto the media. Okay, so this is called the Qa'im as-sayf. Yeah, and this is called the hadid as-sayf. But this part, the sharp part, the blade, that's called the dabab as-sayf. Okay, dabab. Okay, the dabab as-sayf, or dabb as-sayf, that part. So this is the qa'im as-sayf, the handle. So walam yarda, qa'im as-sayf sahiban. Now in Arabic, the word sahib, even though it's ismul fa'il, we don't mean the ismul fa'il meaning, like the word walid. What does walid mean? Father, isn't it? But we don't take the literal meaning that the one that gave birth. Walid, literally, if you take the ism al-fa'il meaning, it means the person that gave birth, and the person that gives birth is the mother. So this is mushakalatan. We call this mushakalatan. That because the mother is the one who is the walida, hence the father is her partner, and he had some intervention in bringing that child into existence. So therefore they call him the walid. Yeah, the walid. And sahib is similar to that. Sahib does not mean alladhi sahiba. It just means someone who is a companion, someone who adheres to. Yeah, someone who adheres to someone else. Like we said, akhi, above akhi. Same thing over here, sahib. Sahibun nar, ashabul jannah. Okay, so the tarkib. So lam is harful jazm, and yastashir is fi'l plus fa'il. Ra'yahu is the maf'ul bihi. لم يستشر رأيه غير نفسه. So غير نفسه, this is غير with the meaning of illa. Yeah, so if you've ever studied in Nahu, when they say illa sometimes comes with the meaning of غير. Yeah, this is it. So this wouldn't be the second maf'ul of yastashir. Yeah, because istishara does not have two maf'uls. So this would be illa. Yeah, لم يستشر رأيه إلا نفسه غير نفسه. ولم يرضى. So لم يرضى, this is فعل plus فاعل, or فعل plus فاعل. Okay, لم يرضى. And إلا okay, second. Just wanted to mention a point here. Okay, I'll mention that in a bit. إلا is istithna. And قائم السيف. Okay, so قائم السيف. لم يرضى إلا قائم السيف. مضاف مضاف إليه. This becomes the مفعول به of لم يرضى. So this إلا is what we call لغو ملغات. It's cancelled out. Yeah. صاحبا, this is the حال. Yeah, so this is the حال of قائم. So لم يرضى إلا قائم السيف صاحبا. Now some say no, صاحبا actually, صاحبا actually, this is what we call the مستثنى مؤخر. Yeah, مستثنى. In other words, the sentence was supposed to be like this. لم يرضى صاحبا. Yeah, إلا قائم السيف. So this is the mustathna. This is the mustathna minhu. And in that case, this illa is active. Yeah, it's an active illa. Yeah, so he is not pleased with a companion except the handle of the sword. And in Arabic, sometimes you can delay this mustathna minhu is delayed over there. So you get lam yarda illa qa'im as-sayf sahiban. So in grammar, a lot of books don't mention this, but this is something which is a delayed mustathna. So you can look that up. Delayed mustathna minhu. So the mustathna minhu sahib is supposed to come all the way over here. So all the way over here, but it's been delayed over there. So that's two possibilities of the tarkib of that. So let's look at the translation then. So وَلَمْ يَسْتَشِرْ رَأْيَهُ غَيْرَ نَفْسِهِ. He doesn't consult his opinion except with himself, with no one but himself. وَلَمْ يَرْضَ إِلَّا قَائِمَ السَّيْفِ صَاحِبًا. And he is not content, he's not pleased with a partner except the handle of his sword. Or he is not content of having except the handle of his sword as a partner. As if it's hal. Yeah, everyone understand that? Okay, so let's start the next poem. And So at least we can get an idea of this. Okay, the next poem, this is Ta'abbata Shar. Okay, Ta'abbata Shar. Ta'abbata Shar, this was a guy in Jahili. This is a Jahili poet. The previous one was an Islamic poet. This is Jahili. So he was a famous guy. His name was Thabit bin Jabir. Yeah, Al-Fahmi. He's from the tribe of Banu Fahm. Yeah, Al-Fahmi. And Fahmi belongs to the greater tribe of Mudar. Yeah, the greater tribe of Mudar. So that was his real name. Why is he called Ta'abbata Shar? Ta'abbata Shar is from the word armpit. Ta'abbata means to place something under your arm. Yeah, from ibt. So when he was young, what happened? One day he left his house and under his armpit he hid a knife. So when he left his house, someone said to his mother that, you know, your son, I saw him with a knife under his armpit. He had it disguised. So his mother said, Ta'abbata Sharran. He has placed under his armpit evil. So he became known as the guy who placed something evil under his armpit. So this guy, remember, like we mentioned before, of the crazy criminals, wild people in the Arabs. This is one of those wild guys. Yeah, he's like Indiana Jones kind of guy. Yeah, he goes into all these things and tries to steal from people, and you know, he escapes in the last minute. He's one of those guys. Yeah, so he's a Sa'alik. They call these people Sa'aliks. Yeah, the sand thieves or the sand dwellers. Sa'aliks, these were. So Ta'abbata Sharran. And there's a famous like incident regarding him where what happened was some guy came up to him and said to him that, why is it that you always win a fight, and why is it that people are scared of you? So he said, when I say my name to them, Ta'abbata Shar, they get scared. And he goes, that does half my job. So the guy goes, oh, can I buy your name off you? He goes, yeah. He goes, how much for? So he said, the clothes that you're wearing, and you have to take my title as well. So he goes, okay. So he goes, he gives him his clothes, and then he says this poem. It's a long poem. He says, you can have my name. He goes, but what are you going to do when the time comes for you to fight? Yeah, so in other words, you can have the name, but you won't have the substance. So this is Ta'abbata Sharran, and he's got lots of poems about him, and he's one of the guys, a lot of Mufassirin, they quote from him. Yeah, so his poems are quite important when it comes to quoting in Arabic. So anyway, this poem, Ta'abbata Shar, the summary of this poem is a story behind it. The story is this, that this guy, what happens is there's this tribe. So he's from Banu Fahm, and there's this other tribe called Banu Lihyan. So Banu Lihyan live in this kind of mountainous area. So in one of the caves, what they do was they used to store in the caves honey. They used to have in their honey. And once a year they used to collect this honey and they used to place it in the cave. So what he used to do was he used to steal it. Yeah, so he used to go there secretly without anyone knowing. Yeah, get the barrels of honey or jars of honey, and he would run back. So on one incident, what happens is they find out that someone's told them that he's gone to steal. So they all besiege him, surround him, and he's in trouble now. But he escapes. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how he escapes. That's going to leave that to the poem, inshallah. We'll find out next week how he escapes. But basically, he escapes. And this is all about that escape that he does. And like I said to you, this guy is like Indiana Jones. Yeah, you watch Indiana Jones and you think this guy is dead now. Yeah, the Nazis are going to kill him, or so-and-so's going to kill him. But right in the last minute, just a luck of fortune, he escapes. Yeah, so this is that kind of guy. And like I said to you, he was one of the worst kind of criminal people. Yeah, evil guy he was. And he was very brave as well, that's the thing. So he's a brave criminal. So anyway, this is from the poem Tawil. Yeah, so Tawil, by this time you guys should know what Tawil is now. So Fa'ulun mafa'ilun, Fa'ulun mafa'ilun, Fa'ulun. So إذا المرء لم يحتل وقد جده أضاع وقاس أمره وهو مدبر ولكن أخو الحزم الذي ليس نازلا به الخطب إلا وهو للقصد مبصر فذاك قريء الدهر ما عاش حوبل إذا سد منه منخر جاش منخر أقول للحيا وقد صفرت لهم وطابي ويومي ضيق الجحر معور هما خططا إما إسار ومنة وإما دما والقتل بالحر أجدر وأخرى أصاد النفس عنها وإنها لمورد حزم إن فعلت ومستر فرشت لها صدري فزل عن الصفا به جؤ عبل ومتنا مخصر فقال تسهل الأرض لم يكتح الصفا به كدحة والموت خزيان ينظر فأبت إلى فهم ولم أك آئبا وكم مثلها فارقتها وهي تصبر. So notice in this poem you have that sound da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Like that. So it follows that pattern. Fa'ulun, mafa'ilun. Yeah, so to be not there. Okay, right. We'll stop there. Okay, we'll stop there, inshallah. Continue next lesson. So, what did we cover today? So we covered the rest of the poems of this. Yeah. And we talked about tiladi and wirath or turath, and we talked about the in issue, shak, and jinas, and yaqeen as well, idha, and ham. We talked about ham, different levels of thought. Okay. And ta'abbat tasharrud. To have a poetry competition. You mean write poetry? Ah. Yeah, I mean if someone can write poetry, it'd be excellent. Yeah, definitely very good. Yeah, definitely. That'd be a very excellent idea. Yeah, if you had enough people interested. That'd be excellent. Yeah, inshallah. Us guys at Sufa Mahmoud. First of all, we need to get them to speak more Arabic. Yeah, so yeah, inshallah, I think it's a good idea. I'll mention it to some others who might be interested. Yeah, inshallah. I actually did used to write poetry myself. Yeah, when I was in poetry mode, because one thing I find about writing poetry is you only write poetry when you're in a certain emotional state, like extremely happy, extremely sad. Yeah, you only can write poetry then, or I can only write poetry then. Yeah. Otherwise, just generally, it's very difficult to get into that mood of poetry. So, yeah, inshallah, I'll look for them. I'll look for some of them. I've got them somewhere. I wrote them many years ago when I was in madrasa as well. Inshallah. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah. Inshallah. Remind me, inshallah, I'll do that. Inshallah. So this is the seventh. This is the seventh, isn't it? Yeah. So 8th, 9th, 10th. Three lessons left. No, there's three lessons left, but then I'm gonna add on a few more to the end, so that we finish maybe to 12. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, inshallah. The Taha Hussein one, inshallah. Definitely. Yeah. There's about 4 weeks left. Okay. Jazakumullah khair guys. Remember your duas. Assalamu alaikum.